Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to the very first HansaMatrix Investor Conference webinar. Today we are hosted by HansaMatrix CEO Ilmārs Osmanis. Before I give the floor to Mr. Osmanis, a short reminder about the agenda of the webinar. Firstly, we will have a presentation about the company. Afterwards, we will proceed with the questions and answers session. We have already received some questions. If you would also like to use the unique chance and ask a question directly to the CEO of HansaMatrix, please use the question box on the right side of your screen. All questions will be addressed after the presentation. Mr. Osmanis, I invite you to start the presentation.
So, welcome all participants of webinar. I'm really very happy that you joined our presentation. I'm doing this first time, and I think this is connected to the fact that from tomorrow our shares will be listed on a Baltic main list. HansaMatrix, for those who are already know us, probably there will be some new things that we will be presenting, and generally we start with a little bit overview about the company. So HansaMatrix we are presenting company as innovator manufacturing solution high-tech group, and just a second, have to go to the next pages. So HansaMatrix is a Baltic high-tech technology company which offers complete solutions in electronic manufacturing, where core operations is providing stable growth results and margins. Companies having diversified base of customers and products ranging from internet routers for data centers through to the 2015 Las Vegas CES winning auto follow drone. Last 5 years the growth was in the range of 24% a year in average. We've been demonstrating margins which are consistently above sector average due to some factors which are we are doing more sophisticated products, and we are having higher levels of automation as average company in our sector. As I mentioned, we are becoming listed from tomorrow, and we have done private placement to existing and new shareholders. And we are proud to have several Baltic pension funds in subscribers to our shares. Our investment focus will be expanding capacity and eliminating production bottlenecks, also developing high-tech product development site next to Riga airport. As in business, we've been quite much regional focused. You can see from our split of business that 40% of our turnover goes to Baltic state customers, 37% goes to Nordic countries, and 23% goes to other EU countries. So basically, it's very much dominant EU market. We are one of the leading Nordic and Baltic electronic system development and manufacturing companies. So our strengths are, of course, in two directions. One is we are very well invested. We have very perfect, I would say, very well advanced technologies in manufacturing, as well as having good deep competence in engineering and product development. Our strategy so far been first 10 years been develop manufacturing solutions and develop company as manufacturer. Since 2 years ago, we started to develop also product development skills and capacity. So looking forward, we will be doing much more of product development and innovation rather than just manufacturing. Of course, having said that, manufacturing will still be the kind of basement of our operation. And it's not just manufacturing, but manufacturing with highly automated and high technical level. So company in focus. So if you're looking sectors that our customers are located, that a large part of our business is data networks product, which starts from data routing, and also there are products for GSM base stations. so data networks. Internet of Things is second well-growing sector. Right now it's smaller than other two, but it has very good dynamics, and we can expect a good future development of this. And industrial part of our business been already for years quite conservative and stable. It is growing, like in average it's growing, if you can see from the bars, like in our chart, and you have some dips, but it's probably is not that something goes like down or up, but it's more than some years we might have some large projects that just provide higher figure in that year. So basically net turnover, as you can see from the table, grown almost double in last 5 years, more than double, and also all figures been consistently with this growth. Year 2014, you can see some one-off write-off that we have written off some old investment from year 2008. Yeah, if we a little bit touch history of company, that we started operation in year 2001, starting small production operation. Initially, we were focusing on some Nordic and Latvian companies. We have like 2 customers that we started 2001. They are still with us. After 4 years, we completed erection of new factory in Ogre that's now makes core of our operation, and we installed 2 additional volume assembling lines. We call technology SMT, surface mount technology, which stands for the method of producing electronic circuits in which the components are mounted or placed directly onto the surface of printed circuit boards and soldered there. So that's typically engineering jargon of our sector. We've been investing not only in physical production facility but also in IT system that supports all operation. And since 2005, we've been using a system, IT platform, that provides full traceability of our manufactured products. 2 years later, we launched second manufacturing site in Ventspils. The reason for looking for like second site was these years were very hot in construction works, and business was booming in Latvian capital Riga area, and Ogre was being kind of part of that area. And we've been struggling to get more employees when we needed to grow fast, and we decided to open second site, which was some distance from Riga, which proved right at a point. And also today it's still very good that we have 2 sites which are both plugged into a little bit different labor markets. And the same year we made an investment in Sweden. We acquired a company of Termikani Ariang, and that was kind of our historically try of major acquisition deal. As you know, most of those deals fail. we could say that despite the fact that we were not a reason for failure, it failed in the sense that it didn't deliver what we expected from that deal. But because timing was pretty not very good, we had the next year we had financial crisis, global, and financial tsunamis washed away our kind of big results that we expected a year later. So instead of that, we had to sell the company 2009. And despite this not so good result of our M&A, we just continued to develop our company. 2011 we started R&D laboratory in Riga, and we started to build engineering team which should deliver product development competence in coming years. Also, during last 4 years, we have done major investment upgrades in our Ogre plant, and also we extended Ventspils plant last year. Also, plan is to continue expansion. Last year we have bought a land plot next to our campus in Ogre, for expansion of that plant, and also planning right now to expand operation in Riga, building new science park infrastructure. Yeah, what's been changed in our strategy? I already mentioned at the beginning of presentation that we developed company originally as manufacturing partner. Recently, we started to develop product development competence and product development engineering teams. And our plan is now to become not only as a manufacturing partner, but also as a product development partner and innovation partner, where we would not only develop products, but also would invest in products, providing that ODM, providing ODM business model as one of the model business development. ODM means original design manufacturing, which actually says that you are investing in product development and charging royalty for your innovation when you are doing production of products. This is a trend which has actually been started like 10 years ago in Singapore and Taiwan, and it's now actually been proved as working well in some of the areas. We actually are, in the last 2 years, we have been pioneering, also developing some future technologies in synergy with our sister company EuroCities. Well, partially sister because we are also shareholder in that. And these products are based on optical and liquid crystal display systems. And just mentioning two of them, one is smart glass driving, smart glass and driving of it, where we are combining innovating smart glass technology with also innovating driving technology in one system. And HansaMatrix is doing product development in this area. Also, second example of doing this is a project which now is represented by spin-off company from our both companies, where also HansaMatrix has shareholding. That's the LED Space Technologies 3D volumetric display system, where we've been designing all electronic components of it and also optic elements. Use of this we expect to have future big use in the market. About company governance, I can tell that 2/3 of our board been with the company through all crisis times, 2009, starting 2008. So we've been quite strongly treated, and so been with the good times and not so good through all the market challenges. And so it's myself, Ilmārs Osmanis, and Alvis Vagulis, who joined us 2008. And we have third board member, management board member, it's Aldis Cimoška, right now he's head of the Ventspils plant, who joined us a few years ago. Rather than that, we are having supervisory board. You can find on our website all personalities. We have 2 members of supervisory board representing investors, and 3 are independent members with their CVs from innovation entrepreneurship area till banking. So, and the rest of the governance structure, I think it's pretty standard or usual. So it starts a shareholding meeting, supervisory board, management board, and then we are having all the internal company matrix type of management. A little bit about our listing and what happens afterwards. So during our private placement process, we have attracted new capital. The details of that been discovered in our announcement in Friday in Nasdaq news informations. Our focus of investments are expanding existing capacity and eliminating bottlenecks. And in parallel, we are developing our new initiatives, which is high-tech science park infrastructure next to Riga Airport, where we will be developing our R&D and accelerator factory, product accelerator factory, so as a one integrated unit. And overall investments during the coming few years may total up to around 10 million euros. When funding will be sourced from variety of capital resources, including external debt financing and state grants as well. Our dividend policy, which is very importantly to decide whether to invest or not, we are intending to pay dividend. Of course, as a company, we have to a little bit decide what is the levels we should pay dividend, what levels we invest in future growth, and before planning to join the stock exchange, we used to help private equity investors that were more favorite in growth of value rather than having dividends. However, now we are deciding that we will be doing dividend payments. There is no specific policy decided, and it will be probably for next couple of years it will be the decision made after each year, and decision will be made on the factors what was profitability level, what investor top looking forward. So, but saying that we have to accommodate different kind of investors, also pension funds, so we will be paying some dividend. Guidance about business development. Well, we have released a revenue target for year 2018, which will be 20 million euros. And of course, absolutely every levels are expected to increase over time, but they are, of course, depending on the areas how we will develop. Margins can gradually be dependent on which sectors we are doing. At this point, I really would like if you make small technical pause and ask you to fill small questionnaire. And questionnaire will be your poll is open now. And all the participants, please take part in this. And and question is following: would you consider investing in HansaMatrix in upcoming 12 months? And there are two answers: yes, possibly, and no. We'll be very glad to get your quick poll back. So, as I say, company. Despite the fact that we are not so detailed maybe forecasts or targets, so you should expect that company have been growing last 5 years, like average 24% a year, and of course we have the same management, we have the same business, we have the same setup with the same ambitious level as before, so there's no point to think differently about the future. So okay, I think we ran out of time. I think now we are closing the poll. We're having answers. Thank you very much for giving answers. So a little bit macroeconomics. As you know, first of all, Baltics is one of the fast-growing areas in EU. But looking into market of our services and our products, we are, as I say, we are EU, very much EU market targeted company or connected, and our business so far, with having like 13+ million last year, and let's say even 2018 we're having 20 and more afterwards millions, we will be very small to compare to all EU market, which will be less than 1%. So actually EU market size, you can find different estimates of it. It's some say 36 billion euros, some say 32, but anyway, we're talking 30 upwards. So growing 10 times, we would still be very small in the EU market. So historic performance is that our market been slowly growing. You can see the chart here. Then 2010 figures are 100%, and you can see gradual growth for the market and pretty fast growth for the HansaMatrix products. So we are kind of outperforming. Our growth is outperforming market growth. The reason for that is quite explainable. We are not afraid to work with the companies on a growth phase. Some of them could be startups. And our history proves that companies that are startups after several years becoming quite important players in the business. So, and coming to the end of presentation, maybe we can give you some references who are our listed peers, what companies we can compare ourselves. The listed companies here are larger than us. Nevertheless, they are doing similar things that we do. And these references are, we are providing like some companies which are pure AMSs like Kitron and Note. And there are companies, Data Response, which are more product-focused company, and TT Electronics, which are mixed business companies. So basically, if you comparing HansaMatrix to those, then I would say closest comparison would be if you put together first two references, like company Kitron and Data Response. That this is actually something that HansaMatrix is starting to do now or continue to develop. So yeah, thank you very much for, this is actually the last slide of presentation. Thank you very much for your patience, all 27 of you, and I hope that you enjoyed presentation and now are ready to answer your kind of questions.
Mr. Osmanis, thank you for the presentation. Yes, let's proceed with the questions in the order that they were received. A reminder to those who haven't yet submitted their questions, you can do it anytime in the questions section in the settings panel zone. So the first one in the row, how much fresh capital was raised during the private placement and how the company is planning to use it?
So yeah, first question, actually the answer probably was given to this with our announcement of our private placement results on Friday, but I will repeat the figures. So during private placement we sold altogether 3,077,335 shares. The share price was 6.53, so multiplying those two, that's the capital we raised, and split of shares was 2,083,001 primary capital and 94,334 secondary. So actually fresh capital in companies around 1.85 million. And actually I tried to answer how he's planning to use it as partially in presentation. Yeah.
Thank you. What are the plans to employ the capital raised during the IPO? Again, I believe this was answered during the presentation. If you don't have anything else to add, then I'll proceed with the next question. Would you agree that IPO was only partially successful? Is it true that you aim to attract 8 million euro? According to released information, HansaMatrix only sold 2,083,001 new share or primary shares, worth 1.848 million euro. Will it affect the company's development plans? Ilmārs?
Yeah, regarding the plans how to employ capital, I think I already explained two strategic directions of investment. Of course, company has more detailed plan, but I think it's not so relevant to maybe talk about this in presentation. Regarding second question, first of all, just wanted to point that we actually didn't perform IPO. We actually had form of private placement, and that was performed like in confidential nature. So we never released any targets. So I wouldn't comment the figure you are mentioning. Regarding yeah, I think you were correctly calculated, 1.848 million euros. I think, as I said, there is plans or will be executed as we have them. And equity is not only source for investment, you have several other methods, and I think this is, we regard about being successful or not, that we have to judge ourselves that we are actually second electronic and IT or high-tech company actually listed in last 12 years in Baltic mainly. So I would say that the event itself, I think it's success. Yeah. So I think from that angle, and also being able to plug into capital markets, actually it is a really successful event generally. So yeah, hopefully I answered that.
You definitely did. Thank you. At this point, there are no other questions received. I would propose to hold on a couple of seconds to see whether there's something new. And yes, I see that there is. So the next question in row, what is the main target for plant near Riga airport? Thanks.
Yeah, I can explain this in more detail. I think you can read in our prospectus, I think, more detailed description of this. Near Riga Airport, we are planning, actually company is one of the shareholders in a company called Zinātnes Parks. We are planning to raise a science park infrastructure like building or kind of complex of buildings around 25,000 square meters, which will contain manufacturing facility and will contain R&D, research and development part, like laboratories, and on top of that there will be like company incubator or product accelerator. So we have quite complex plan, and where a company wants to open doors by being there, wants to open doors for widely doors for new product development and and industrialization. So actually, this is kind of our focus in our innovation.
Thank you. I don't see any new questions, but again, I would propose to hold on a couple of seconds to see whether we receive anything else then. It seems we have managed to... No, there is one new question appeared just now. Can you please give more detail on your sales targets, how it will be achieved, and which sectors or countries are you planning to grow your sales?
Yeah, at this point, yeah, thank you for the question. At this point, we only can refer to our announced target of reaching 20 million turnover year 2018. Of course, the existing sectors are the ones we will be developing, and of course we are not rejecting any new ideas. But of course, this will be at this point plans of kind of announcement of plans will be limited to that.
Thank you, Ilmārs. It seems we have managed to answer all questions that you had. A recording of the webinar will be available shortly after the presentation, and therefore I would suggest to follow Nasdaq Baltic and HansaMatrix announcement. But before we wrap up, there is a new question from the audience. How was the share price 6.53 euros per share calculated?
First of all, yeah, there of course are always needed some calculations, explanations. We are the price is based on 6 EBITDA, EBITDA 4 multiple, and of course taking into account fast growth of the company and actually 15 years of experience in past and projecting that in the future. So basically, these were the factors having that. Yeah, of course, you can say we've been several times in presentations with investors, and this is also adjusted our price to that level. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, it seems once again we have answered everything that you asked. So again, please follow the announcements to get the recording of the webinar. Mr. Osman, many thanks for the presentation. Participants, thank you for joining. See you next time.
Yeah, thank you very much for everyone who participated, and welcome just follow news from us and become investor. Thank you.